And Jay came back, y'all. We've been off the internet for a while.
Oops.
Oops. But y'all, we back. And today we're gonna be talking about mystery stories. We wrote about three mystery stories, and that's what we're gonna do today. But each video is gonna be about the different story. Like it's not gonna be one. It's not gonna be all bunched up in one video. So
My head hurts.
yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about the X-Men of New Orleans. It was really hard to find information about this, but hey, I found what I could.
I don't know what you're looking at, but
I found what I can. Some might not make sense because I had to go to different internets to find all this information because not one thing was just giving me information, you know. So here goes. So there was a serial killer in 1918 to 1919 in New Orleans, dubbed the X-Men by the Things, Pika I don't know. And the scene at the jazz club at the following Tuesday night, March 18, 1999, was the kids today say lit. Nobody was attacked that night. But then I go to another page and it says dozen people were attacked in the New Orleans with axes from 1918 to 1999. Most of them were Italian grocer attacked with their own axes. There's a theory that maybe the X-Men was getting revenge against Italian Americans, the majority of them of the victims, because because black jazz musicians weren't getting their due credit. I don't know. Yeah, I just literally searched this like 5 minutes ago, and like I don't know, I didn't
you
have
don't know
no
if it's true or not.
yeah, I didn't have no time to like skim through all of this. Um, And then there's a second theory that the X-Men was upset about the shuttering of the New Orleans red light district Storyville in 1917. The Navy shut down everything in the neighborhood, gambling dens closed, where jazz musicians flourish. Literally, I just wrote it down in my notebook because I'm like, what? But there's a popular theory that he was a man named Joseph Mumford who ran a blackmailing gang in New Orleans at the time. But I don't think so. I don't think so because Mumford was in prison when most of the attack occurred. So why would they say it was him if he was in jail for the when the attack occurred? That would make no sense, you know. But the X-Men's victims were mostly Italian Americans or Italian immigrants. My suspicion is that there's some kind of racial ethnic anxiety that he perhaps has this resentment of these not quite white foreigners who were doing better than he thinks they ought to be doing. They think they think an, so they went from what was his name? They went from Joseph Mumford to Joseph Davila. No, John Joseph Davila. So they think a man named John Joseph Davila, sorry, wrote this letter. So there's a letter at the end of this, like at the end of my information. I'm gonna read this letter because this letter's long. It took me a long time to write this letter, but it's long. So he wrote the letter. He was a musician and a jazz composer, and right after the letter was published, he came out with a composition called "The Monstrous X-Men Jazz Don't Scare Me, Papa," in quotation marks. He made a pile. He made a pile of money off this song, and I just think that he's most likely the suspect for the letter because I mean he made a song right after the letter was published, you know. So, but and the X Men was never caught, y'all. He was never caught. So here's the letter I'm finna read. It's the X-Men's letter. It's called. It says Hell, March 13, 1999. Esteemed mortal of New Orleans. They have never caught me, and they never will. They have never seen me for who I am invisible, even as the either that surrounds your earth. I'm not a human being, but I'm a spirit, a demon from the hottest hell. I'm what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the X-Men. When I see fish shall I come, I claim other victims. I alone know who they shall be. I shall leave no clue except my bloody axe, best smeared with blood and brains of he whom I send below to keep me company. Y'all, this shit is real. I was writing this and I was like, what? If you wish, you may tell the police to be careful not to row me. Of course, I'm a reasonable spirit. I take no offense at the way they have conducted their investigation in the past. In fact, they have been so utterly stupid as to not only amuse me but his satanic majesty, Francis, Joseph, etc. But tell them to be aware. Let them not try to discover what I am, for it were better that they were never born than to incur the wrath of the X-Men. I don't think there is any need of such a warning, for I feel for sure the police will always dodge me as they have in the past. There are wise and know who to keep away from all harm. Undoubtedly, you Orleans think of me as the most horrible murderer, which I am, but could be much worse if I wanted to. If I wish I could pay a visit to your city every night, I will. I will, and I could slay thousands of your best citizens. And the worse for I am in close relationship with the angel of death. Y'all, this right here, whoever
Something's
wrote
wrong with them.
whoever wrote this is wrong for this. Not to be a slack, at 12:15 early time on next Tuesday night, I am going to pass over my New Orleans. In my infinite mercy, I'm going to make a little proposition to you people. And it in like a box and say, here it is. I am very fond of jazz music. I swear by all the devils in the nether region that every person shall be spared in whose home I just been in its full swing at the time. Have just mentioned if everyone has a just been going well, then so much the better for you people. One thing is certain, and that is that some of your people who old not jazz is out on that Pacific Tuesday night, if there will be any, will get the axe. Well, as I am cold and crave the warmth of my native terrace, and it is about time I leave your earthly home, I will cease my discourse, hoping that thou wilt publish this that it may go well with thee. I have been am, and I will be the worst spirit that ever existed, either in fact or realm of fantasy, the X-Men. Yeah, when I was writing this, I was like, that man, whoever that man was, had to be crazy, y'all.
Had to be. Mm-mm.
And it's weird, like after that letter got published, like that John Joseph Davila dude went and made a song called the Mys- the mysterious X-Men jazz don't scare me, Papa.
You'll never know.
We will never know because he was never caught. And to this day, we will never know who was,
Unless people know.
unless the people know and they don't want to say nothing. But we will never know as people. We will never know who the X-Men was. We would just read off the internet and be like, people say this, people say that, you know. So I wrote down the names of his victims here and their occupations or status, the date they were attacked, and if they died or survived. So the first person was Joseph Maggio. He was an Italian grocer. The day that he got attacked was May 22nd, 1888, and he died at the scene, sadly. And the second person was Catherine Maggio, wife of Joseph, which I don't know. Um, she died May 22nd, 1988, at the scene as her husband. The next one is Louis Besumer, Italian grocer. The date of the attack was June 27, 1888, but he survived luckily. He survived. Um, Harriet Lowy, she was the mistress of Louis. Mistress, y'all. The date of the attack was June 27, 1888. She died 2 months later. Anna Schneerd, she was 2 months pregnant, August 5th, 1980. She survived and gave birth, luckily. Joseph Romano was a non-elderly, August 10, 1888, died 2 days later. Charles, I don't know his last name, Italian grocer, data attack March 10, 1999, survived. Steve Boca, Italian grocer, August 10th, 1999, died at the scene. Sarah Lumen, homemaker, September 3rd, 1999, died at the scene, sadly. Mike Pepitone, Italian grocer, October 27, 1999, died at the hospital. And Rosie is, well, Rosie's wife, Charles' wife, her attack happened March 10, 1999, as Charles, and she survived. So yeah, that's what happened in the X Men of New Orleans. My theory is the whole thing had to do with jazz music because the whole thing I read was jazz music, jazz. So I'm like, I don't know. It probably had to do with something like with people telling people to do something about it. Like in one of this, it says about how the X Men was
But upset about what?
upset about this one right here. There's a second theory that the X Men was upset about the shutting of the
Hmm.
Orleans Red Light District Storyville in 1917. The Navy shut down everything in the neighborhood, gambling, dance club, where jazz music flourished. And
Right.
people say that he was a blackmailing gang person, and like if everything shut down, that's why he was upset.
Okay, that doesn't give you a reason to go out and kill everybody.
So yeah, I get it.
People are
Like,
crazy.
crazy. It just I don't know.
Don't ever know why
Never,
people think the way they do.
never, ever. Yeah. But y'all, if y'all know more crazy stories and y'all want us to search it up and write it down, let us know so we
And we
can.
will do a
Yeah,
video.
yes. And J Game out, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.